Hello. I invite you to come on a journey with me. A journey where you will invoke your self, your love, your passion, find your truth, find what will make you whole. All I am trying to do or want to do is show you the experience I had by being a straightforward, non-profitable, unjudging person who's going to share with you the deepest parts of my inner self, my thoughts. I'm going to share my thoughts because they're very important, and I feel like a lot of people are stuck on things it's just something that they have to let go. And letting go, let me tell you, that ain't no easy feat. That is not any easy feat, as my English teachers would say. It's very difficult. Feeling the feelings that you've shoved down so deeply inside of yourself that you don't allow your true inner child, inner passion, inner vision, inner listening go. You just don't have a way to see what you're missing. And then all of these things that are surrounding you in this environment today are making you sick and making you weak and making you not think correctly and making you doubt yourself and making you question yourself and making you think you, as Evanescence would say, that, what God do you bow down to? Is God your money? Is that who your God is? Is money your God? Is that who makes your world go round? Because if so, I suggest we take a serious look at my inner truth so you can see yours. And I truly believe that is what my purpose is at this time in my life, is to display in complete vulnerability all that I've experienced to come to the way I think today. There's a lot of things that I had to face to get here, and none of it had to do with anyone else. None of it had to do with the way people treated me. None of it had to do with the way the environment was treating me. I had the best family, best environment, most supportive parents, most really friendly brother and sister. I mean, sure, my brother picked on me because he thought it was weak and he wanted to make me strong, so I wasn't a pussy. Oops, sorry, brother. And my sister, my sister and I were kind of far enough apart where we did not get to be together as often because she went to college while I was just entering school. So, didn't connect. I mean, I connected with her, but I wasn't being my true self because I was hiding myself. Because I was, to my own astonishment, attacking myself over and over and over again. I hope in making myself vulnerable in all my thoughts, in all my experiences, in all my ways, that will help you to understand and see things in yourself that you don't realize you're doing. To understand yourself on a very deep level and understand that all people you come into contact with day to day, every day, are you. We're all in the same universe. We all are experiencing different aspects that we need to learn about love. Love, life, living, being free. Are you free? Do you feel free? So I'm going to take you through the journey of my self-expression and my self-passion and the invocation of finding my true identity through learning. I'm going to take you through what happened to me. Mainly starting where the point I want to start at is what was preventing me from loving myself is where I want to start. Sometimes I use tarot, which has a lot of similarities to the Kabbalah. And really what it is it's just a way and a tool and a spirituality, in my opinion. If you're in touch with yourself, this energy around you, you'll feel the energy. You'll feel your intuition. You'll hear things said to you without hearing anything. You will get thoughts popping in your mind from oblivion. The thoughts will just come. And those thoughts are coming from the spiritual realm, God, universe. I'm not trying to be a preacher. I'm trying to show you how to get into contact with you, yourself, because nobody else has you. No one. There's not a single person who's just like you, who thinks like you do, who acts like you do, who does things the way you do, who views perspectives that you do. There's not one person who views everything exactly the same, and that is for a specific reason. We have all learned things in our past lives through reincarnations. We have learned and learned and learned. And what I believe from experience is that we've all been through many lifetimes, and each lifetime, God doesn't want to overwhelm us. So he takes away all the things that caused us pain, but leaves the lesson. So when you hear someone say old soul, they're saying that person's been through a lot of life lessons, and a lot of trauma, a lot of heartache, a lot of heartbreak, a lot of loss of love, a lot of not loving themselves, in order to get here where I am right now and how I think about the world and people and my connection with the spiritual. It takes some bucking up, some facing yourself. And I empower you to buck up and face yourself, because that is what I'm doing in this video series as we take a journey through what experiences caused Alex to awaken. And I'm Alex, by the way. What experiences caused me to think, what the have I been doing with my life? What the? But you know what? That's the even more funny thing, is that you've been doing exactly what has been planned for you. Because without doing things you think yourself and making choices, you don't learn. Unless you come up against heartbreak, pain, trauma, and face it in the face, in the eyes of itself. And you say, I did that. I went through that. I experienced that. I learned this from that. I'm looking at that from now, and I am experiencing pain. Deep pain. Deep pain, and I'm letting it loose. I'm letting it myself feel it completely. I've cried. A lot of times when I'm feeling really like I have a lot of energy to release, I'll exercise or go for a jog or a walk, or eat something healthy like fruit, vegetables. I will make sure I'm getting enough sleep. I'll make sure that I'm right now in my current state, I'm trying to cut out caffeine, smoking cigarettes, and weed. They haven't caused problems for me in my life, but they have caused problems for me in my life because they cloud me. They cloud me from seeing and hearing what I want to tell the world, what I want the world to know. And the reason I'm so passionate and fired up about this, and why I want people to be passionate and fired about themselves and finding themselves, is because the world is a theatrical event that is throwing us into self-hatred. And I asked my spirit beings, my ancestors, my God, I said, I am angry at the way the world has lied to me about who I should love and why I should love them and what parts of me will fulfill me, and that money is nothing. It is nothing. Money is crap on a crapper. What you do with the money, sure, that's powerful. But do you have the sense enough to know yourself deep enough to know what to do with the money that will help humanity, that will help yourself, that will make you feel good? There's nothing worse than feeling like you're doing everything you can and getting not the same thing in return. Let's start out with my work background, okay? Let's start with work background. Well, you know what? I need to rewind a little further. And this is going to be an unfiltered, unedited thing, so if I seem a little spacey, it's because I am standing in my power and truth, and it's some days it's easier than others. But I fully know what the right choice is. But some days the right choice is harder to do than other days. But I'm hoping to share my experience and my growth as I go towards being completely confident in myself, in my ancestors, my spirituality, my angels, my vibration. Schools taught us all wrong. They didn't teach us about how to love ourselves. They didn't teach us how to love others. They didn't teach us that loving ourselves is loving others. They didn't. Nope. For the first half of my life, and I'll read a letter I wrote to myself just recently about caressing. I wanted my inner child to really come out and not be afraid anymore. And I wanted to not sound crazy. And then I remembered, the only person who feels anything about me is me. I am the originator of all my thoughts that come from spirituality when I'm listening. I am the originator of all my choices. I am the originator of how I treat people. I am the originator of how I see things. I am the originator of seeing what people lack and judging them for it. I am the originator who portrays hatred on things that I am, thus placing hatred on myself. Yeah. It sounds like I'm ridiculous, doesn't it? But no, it's true. Born in a tiny town in Kansas, I obviously don't remember being born. I remember I was born June 23rd. And I know that, because my mom told me. It's on my birth certificate. And, I believe I was a sweet child, from what I heard. Things were much simpler back then, as in technology was not everywhere. There's not being media and things shoved in our faces all the time about things that are going on in the world that are most likely not the accurate truth. So the first thing that triggered all these events was I worked all my life so very, very, very hard. So very hard. I'm not joking either. Monday through Sunday, 7 days a week. Weekends, a 9-hour shift. Weekdays, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 12-hour shifts. Tuesday, Thursday, 9-hour shifts. And I did that for as long as I can remember. As soon as I could get a job, I got a job. Because, you know what? When I was in school, sports didn't interest me. You know, sports were not my thing. I loved music. I loved dancing. I loved singing. But as far as going out there, getting tackled, going out there, bouncing a basketball, I'm not coordinated like that. That's not my thing. Not only that, but I placed more value in other people's thoughts and opinions than my own. So therefore, I took on the perspective of all the people that I interacted with every day. So when I hear people say, you know, gay's bad, gay's disgusting, gay's faggoty, gay's gross, then I was like, wow, I'm not going to try to show that at all. Like, I'm totally gay, and I'm not going to let them dictate who I am by labeling me. Okay? I hate labels. I hate them. In general, for classification, sure, whatever, but nobody wants to be placed in a label because everything's always changing. Everything's always evolving. Everyone's always making realizations. So I want to recommend a video to you if you aren't quite following what I'm saying, but you really want to experience what it's like to be whole and you feel empty. You're working Monday through Friday, your normal hours, or even more. You're like just struggling to stay afloat by making money as hard as you can. You're focusing on the money, get more money. Gotta focus on work, gotta be responsible. I get it. That's what I did until I was like 40. 40 years of my life, waking up, going to work, going to the other job, coming home, sleeping, waking up, going to work. I mean, did I have some fun? Yeah, I did at some very random times, and I'm going to share with you some really hard stuff to share. It's hard. And I still don't want to do it, but my spirit guides and the energy surrounding me is saying this will help so many people if I could just be myself, if I can just talk and tell my story, if I can just share my knowledge, if I can just get people to go with me through my experience. And so, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take you guys through my experience. I first got to catch you up on prior to this point right now. Is going to be the main focus of my videos. And then, after I've caught you up to where I am right now, things I've learned, things I've discovered, synchronicities I've had, feelings I've had, energy feelings I've had, learning about my spirituality and self, because I was never spiritual. I was gay. The church hated gay people. I mean, as far as I was concerned, they're faggots and like wanted to burn us with sticks and stones and break my bones, you know. Declined. The gays aren't welcome here, is what my mind knew. Not only that, but I was self-conscious of my voice, my inflections, my personality, my movements. Have you all ever been feeling like whenever you go anywhere, everyone is staring the fuck out of you? Is it a comfortable feeling to be stared at? Every move, every bite of food you take, every drink you sip upon, being looked at like, ooh, that guy, he's weird, he's odd, he does weird things, he moves weirdly, he moves oddly, he has a voice like a gay guy. Oh, I know. I do say the word faggot, and that's because I want that to hit hard about how I felt about myself. I want my true feelings about myself to show so you guys know what it's like to beat yourself the fuck up. And so you can recognize when you're beating yourself up and it's not you. It's everyone else. You're allowing them all to beat you up. And you're allowing them all to be right. You're not standing your ground. You're not facing your truth. You're not believing in yourself. You're simply trying to please, trying to provide, trying to substitute, trying to make up for, trying to get everyone else on top. Meanwhile, they're pulling you down as hard as they can, piling stuff on top of you as you are taking on their responsibilities, doing their things that they need to be responsible for, and you keep drowning and drowning and drowning, trying to hold your head up, and they keep suffocating you with all this stuff that, oh, you did that. Okay, so, thank you. Thank you for doing that for me, okay? That's someone else to me. Like, thank you for doing that, you know? And I'm like, yeah, literally, it's no problem. It's okay. And then they're like, but can you also do this too? I would just be so grateful. At some point, you gotta say, fuck you, do your own work, you dumb bitch. Or fucker. Or there's no male or female. Everyone has male and female qualities within them. In fact, a complete balanced person who's amazing, clear, balanced, loving, meets all the quadrants of a real person that people want to know and love and trust and believe in and have fun with and experiences. And so I think right now is a good time to explain what I'm saying about my childhood. Externally, everything was perfect. Internally, I was living in a nightmare. Forcing myself to do everything because what else are you gonna do? You're being told things, you're learning things as you grow up that you accept as truths. So when I lost my job that I had worked so hard for, I was finally making money, I was finally having a good income, and I was like buying stuff and fixing the house up. And I could feel that my jobs were going overseas. Because I taught them. I taught these people how to do my job. And then they took it over. And then they were like, hey, Alex, thanks for having this meeting with me after you just had a different meeting right before this one. And I know it's in the morning. But WPP has decided to end their relationship with you. I laughed. I was like, are you kidding me? What did you just say? I did not understand you. Are you saying, like, I am not working for you anymore? I'm working for WPP anymore? But I made him, like, go back. Because he just kept talking about, you know, things are so, you know, they're trying to save money and everything, and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, isn't this a joyful experience? I've worked so hard all my life and so hard at this job. And I was a contractor, and you guys gave half my money to the contracting agency for like a couple years. And then once I finally did become full-time, which you guys didn't even tell me about, when I finally came on full-time, it's like no one even cared. They're like, oh, here's a pay raise. But you don't, they didn't tell me. They didn't celebrate my celebration. They're just like, here you go. We know you've been waiting for this, so here you go. We'll put you over here in this team, and then we're consolidating with another company, so, like, who knows what's going to happen to you, but right now you're here with this leader, and things may change at any moment, and blah, blah, blah. So, obviously, I didn't feel secure anyways. But I knew that this conversation was coming because I was running out of stuff to do, because I taught everyone else how to do my stuff. And that was like, wow. All that work ending in one sentence. WPP has decided to end their relationship with you. Okay, so sure, okay. Well, good luck to you. That's what I said to him. I said good luck to you because your job's coming next. But you know, I thank you for letting me know I mean, I don't know what to say at that point. I was just like, okay, well, he's like, just sign out of all your stuff, send your computer back, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, okay, bye. End of meeting. And then I was like, well, I'm free. And upset, but free. I finally, for the first time in like so long, don't have 2 jobs. Or 1 full-time job. I was just like, wow. I don't ever want to work again. Why do I feel like this? And then at the time I was like, my relationship was like, I'm gonna have a lot of videos on the little things in the relationships. To show you how I came to realize and get over some of the resentment, anger, rage, emotions I held towards people. It's not fair to judge people it took me a while to like come out with this video. I wanted to start it sooner. I wanted to start recording sooner, but I was like, I can't face myself. Let alone, I mean, I can't face everyone else's criticism, let alone my own criticism. I beat myself up way bad, and I didn't realize that until I sat with myself alone in silence. And I watched the tarot readers on YouTube. Because I was like, man, I know the world's going to crap, and I don't feel like confident in our leadership, and I feel like I'm lost in the work world, and I don't want to work that job. It didn't fulfill me. Even though I was making good money and I was getting things I wanted, it didn't fulfill me. And then my love relationships and everything, now that I had time to experience them, they weren't built upon the right things. At first I was so busy, so I didn't really get okay. My relationship. Let's first read the letter that I wrote to myself as a wee one. So let me go get that, and then I will read that. So introduction, we got intro, and I don't know if I'm gonna edit this or whatever, but if I don't, well, I'm putting all my thoughts together, and I want everyone to know how I put my thoughts together, and so I'm kind of like oversharing, kind of like when you, for example, Janet Jackson, in one of her concert videos, she shared like what happens behind the scenes when she's getting ready, when she's like done a performance and she goes to the backstage and she's like changing her outfit, getting ready, and all the things she's going to do at the same time, and she's like giving that extra insight to behind the scenes. So let me go get that letter. It's important, and I feel like it explains me as a kid. Okay? Thank you.